BRICS is a potential economic powerhouse featuring the likes of Russia, India, and China. So why did Argentina choose to pull out of joining the group at the last minute? With the country in desperate need of economic recovery and a BRICS union making so much sense, why has the South American nation turned its back on an apparent lifeline? The reasons behind it are controversial and show who Argentina really think have their backs. At the 15th BRICS summit held in South Africa in August 2023, it was decided that Argentina and 5 other countries would join BRICS in the following year. However, right at the death, just before their formal admission to the group, global media reported that Javier Milei, the new Argentinian president, had sent a letter to the BRICS leaders, including Putin and Xi Jinping, formally turning their back to join the grouping, saying that the moment was not opportune. It seems there was a lot more behind the surface to explain why they would apparently shoot themselves in the foot rather than work with polarizing nations. Joining BRICS seems like a no-brainer for a country like Argentina. Upon its expansion, with the new nations joining at the start of 2024, BRICS accounts for 46% of the global population, 29% of global GDP, 20.4% of global oil exports, and 20.58% of global exports. Argentina stands as the 3rd largest economy in Latin America, and, as its membership in the G20 reflects, it stands among the world's major economies. Its main source of income is an agricultural giant. The South American nation is one of the world's leading producers and exporters of soy, beef, corn, yerba mate, and wheat, among other tasty products. In 2020 alone, Argentina exported approximately $2.2 billion worth of soybeans to other countries. But despite this, the country has been struggling to recover from debt for decades. Since joining the International Monetary Fund in 1956, Argentina has received over 20 financial support programs from the institution. In 2021, even though the nation still owed $40 billion to the IMF from the 2018 bailout, it took another $44 billion loan, which added to the already huge external debt. This is why joining BRICS seems like a good move. So why the late change of heart? Experts believe that Argentina's refusal to join BRICS shows that Milei lacks a strategic vision. For this struggling country, joining multilateral platforms like the BRICS is exactly what Argentina needs to achieve to get out of the economic hole they're in. Now it seems that this opportunity is slipping through the president's fingers. The Argentine government's decision might have been shocking for the rest of the world, but it's not completely unexpected. In less than 1 month since Milei took office, his government took multiple measures in hopes of curing Argentina's economic issues through radical means. Experts believe that it's not surprising that Argentina has taken another radical decision in turning its back on BRICS. Because instead, they've left the door open to the group, with the president saying that he will seek to intensify bilateral ties with the BRICS countries to increase trade and investment flows. The Milei government is trying to have their cake and eat it. His refusal to join BRICS means that he values the Western camp more than cooperation with developing countries, so he's made a temporary political choice. On the other hand, he also sees the increasing influence of BRICS countries, with the bloc's economic influence that cannot be ignored. So he's made sure to leave that drawer ajar to promote pragmatic cooperation through bilateral relations. This strategy may not go completely to plan. In fact, it could serve to contradict. The Milei government's choice not to join BRICS makes it difficult to strengthen bilateral relations with member countries. Instead, over the long run, this choice will likely create friction between Argentina and the BRICS countries. And in terms of Western nations, Milei's lack of a strategic vision reflects the uncertainty of Argentina's foreign policy. The huge snap policy change at the 11th hour has also had a negative impact on Argentina's international reputation. During the Argentinian elections, Milei had previously been more outspoken with his distrust for BRICS, and expressed his opposition to Argentina joining BRICS because Argentina's geopolitical alignment is with the US and others, adding that it's not going to ally with communists. At least in this context, he's been true to his word, even if he did string the BRICS nations along before making his final decision. And it's not just Milei that has now made this clear. Diana Mondino, Milei's appointed foreign minister, has said that Argentina would not join the BRICS grouping. After taking office in December 2023, he fulfilled this and many other campaign promises, including announcing a set of plans to reduce government expenditure and devalue the peso, as well as not renewing the employment contracts of over 5,000 employees, hired by the previous government in 2023, so as to cut public expenditure and curb inflation. The decision not to join the group has marked the new regime out from the old one. When Argentina was initially touted to join BRICS, it was under the Alberto Fernandez government, who believed that joining the BRICS framework would create opportunities for Argentina to enter the markets of these emerging economies, and regarded this as its major diplomatic achievement. They needed something to look forward to because under this government, Argentina's economy performed very badly, shrinking for 4 successive years. The cumulative inflation in the last 12 months of the regime reached 142.7%, the highest in 30 years. By positioning himself in opposition to the Fernandez government, whose domestic and foreign policies were unpopular, Milei was always set to get approval. This is the key reason for Milei's insistence that his approach to foreign affairs differs in many aspects from that of the previous government. Declining to join BRICS, albeit temporarily, shows that the new government has deviated from the previous leader's foreign policy. Apart from electioneering reasons, there's another very big incentive for Argentina to say no to BRICS, and that's the reason that may still keep them afloat: the US. The Argentine economy needs the states. The Argentinian premier has had high praise for the US development model, and is ideologically against China. He's also made comparisons with China to an assassin and said that the people of China are not free, making his government pro-US. More important than that, however, is the fact that the Milei government hopes to secure financing from the US government or private investors, plus the International Monetary Fund to fund normal government operations. The central bank of the Argentine Republic's total reserves has halved in the past 4 years under the previous government, and its net reserves are in deficit. Argentina's forex reserves are below $32 billion, and its foreign debt has reached $276.7 billion as of the end of 2022. Although the IMF has approved $7.5 billion in loans to Argentina in the summer of 2023, repaying old debt with new debt cannot sustainably address Argentina's economic woes. With the US stepping up its strategic rivalry with China and Russia, Argentina can curry favour with the US and its allies by keeping an ideological distance from China and Russia. And what better way to do that than by temporarily declining to join the BRICS framework, led by those two countries? This is because US political and academic analysts unanimously agree that the expanded BRICS framework aims to establish a different world order than that led by the US and the West. Snubbing BRICS for now does not mean that the Milei government will not do a U-turn during its term in office. One of the most important aims of the expansion of the BRICS framework is to promote financial cooperation among the BRICS nations, while the rest of the world is generally avoiding their reliance on the dollar. While a unified currency is potentially a long way off within the BRICS framework, it is highly likely to increase the scope of currency exchange and the use of local currencies for settlement among the BRICS nations. Brazil and China are Argentina's top 2 trading partners, and with Argentina's foreign exchange very low in forex reserves, the Milei government may well moderately lean towards the left and positively respond to the invitation to join the BRICS framework if it doesn't get the help it's expecting from the US. And it's worth noting that just by declining to join the BRICS framework, it does not mean the Milei government is putting on hold its relations with the 5 BRICS nations. The president has clearly expressed his readiness and willingness to hold meetings with the 5 BRICS leaders. For more videos on the most important topics from the world of economics, please subscribe to Tree's Economy. Thanks for watching.